Guys, today I want to share something with you, and that is there's one decision that can really change everything for you. It's about closing that chapter, and this has nothing to do with them. It is about forgiving them, and not because they deserve that, but because you don't deserve to keep carrying that energy around you. Maybe you're still replaying it, right? Hoping that they will finally get it, hoping that somehow life will make them feel what you felt. And every day we stay attached to what they did, we forget a little bit more of who we actually are. So, let's talk about forgiveness today. And it's not about the soft forgiveness where we're like, everything is okay. It's okay what you did to me. No, the strong one, the one where you forgive for you, because that's the strongest form of detachment there is. Okay, this is how I see it, okay? When someone hurts us and we hold on to it, we are letting that dark energy into our energy field. We gave it access. And in my opinion, forgiveness isn't for the weak. It is actually the opposite. It is you finally cutting the cord. And I know that some people will say, but Bushra, some people are really bad. Don't you want them to pay? And I get that, I really do. But there is something I have always carried within me, and that is how I am raised, and I'm really grateful for that. And that is just to hand it over to God, to life, to something greater than me. Because what's not mine to handle, I don't need to carry. Who are we to judge someone right away based on what they did when God is willing to wait, giving this person their whole life to figure it out? Who are we to step in and to judge right now? This is something I read a few months ago, and it softened something within me. Like, I'm a person with a lot of empathy, and that's something I have from my mom. But empathy doesn't mean that I lose myself. It means that I can understand the other while still choosing me. And that's the power. And I know that a lot of people watching my videos, they have a lot of empathy. Yeah. So don't see it as a weakness. It is so powerful if you can hold both, understanding the other and still choosing yourself. And when I talk about forgiveness, people will think like forgiving everything and moving on, right? No, forgiveness does not mean access. That's a big one. Forgiveness does not mean access. Because just because I understand you, just because you understand them, doesn't mean that I have to accept how you treated me. You don't have to accept how they treated you. Like, I have my boundaries. It's a no. And that person or the job, whatever it was, can never have access to me again. That's simply how I work. Because my job and your job is to look after ourselves. If someone can't respect that, if someone hurt you, that's a full stop. You walk away, you choose yourself, and that person can never have access again unless they're willing to change, because I really believe that people, if they really want, can change. But don't take that energy with you into your new life. You leave it there where it belongs, and that is detachment, that is self-respect, that is remembering who you are. And of course, there is a part where you do your healings, but at some point there needs to be a full stop. And now I'm choosing me and I'm moving on and I'm forgiving you. So there was a time in my life where I was stuck in the past, replaying, reliving, re-feeling. Like, I would wake up and they were the first thought. I'd go to sleep and they were the last. And I called this processing. But you know what it actually was? It was attachment. It was attachment just dressed up as healing. I was forgetting slowly who I was, forgetting what I knew, forgetting the truth I came into this life with, because I kept distracting myself with pain, with suffering, instead of aligning to love, to the truth. And here's what I learned, and that is that our nervous system doesn't know the difference between the past, the present, the future. Every time we replay an event, our body lives it as now. We are not hurting them by overthinking, by, the scenarios and everything. We are hurting ourselves over and over again. And every time we do this, we drift a little further from who we are. So, this is what I learned. The past can't be where you live, my friend. It can be where you learned, but not where you live. Detaching from what was, that's how you come back to who you are. And one powerful thing is to forgive them, the purest, the strongest form of detachment. And a few days ago, I was watching a video, and it was from Dr. Wayne Dyer. And there's something so simple what he said in this video. And he said, if you keep going on about what is, you cannot create a new life. You have to get out of what is, and you have to open yourself to what is possible. Okay, so let's imagine this is where you are. This is where the past is, the event, the painful event. If you're every day like, I want them to feel what they did to me. Why did this happen to me? And you're stuck on the what is, you will lower your frequency and you will become bitter instead of better. You're lowering your own frequency because of someone else. Like when you have the chance to stay better, like why would you give someone that much power over you? You are the one who decides where your energy goes, not them, not what happened. So stay here and focus what your intentions are for yourself. That's the power. And of course it hurts, but I am stubborn for me. And I hope you will be stubborn for you, for the little you inside you, because you're not building a new self. We are remembering the one that's been there all along. Our truth, our soul, higher self, whatever resonates with you. And here is something that is how I think. We don't need revenge. We don't need to make sure that they face what they did. It is not our job to create justice. Life has its own way of balancing things out, in its own time, in its own way. I really believe in this because look at nature, it always grows back. That's for me my proof, because we are part of nature, as within so without, because I believe that whatever we send out will find us, not in a punishing way, but to help us grow, to teach us. That's how we grow. No one is perfect. I'm not perfect. I've learned things, I've made mistakes, and it followed me until I learned from it, but I was willing to grow from it, and so are you. So this other person that hurt you, who are we to judge? The lesson will follow them until they learn, because I believe that everyone is doing his or her best in any given moment. And if they couldn't, it means they are just not there yet. And again, who are we to judge? But we can deny access, okay? So that's how I see it. I trust life with things. I don't have to do things that are not for me. You just hand it over to God, to the universe, to life, whatever resonates with you. You say, thank you, God. Thank you, universe. Thank you for showing me better. Thank you for guiding me better. And in that moment, you get your power back. You stay aligned to the purity you have. And that is detachment in the purest form. Not in a cold, distant way, just free. Because that's about remembering your truth, detaching from everything, all the stories, limiting beliefs, all the events, all the past things, the future, and just be present with your soul. That is what detachment is. You just become one with what is. It's powerful. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. Forgiveness isn't a gift we give to them. It's a decision we make for ourselves. It's an act of love, self-love. It's an act of self-respect. Forgiveness is the door. Detachment is the key. It says you don't get to live in my energy field anymore. You don't get to shape my energy. That event, the past, doesn't have the power over me anymore. You don't get to be the reason I forget who I am. And one day, when their name comes up, there was just nothing. Not anger, not sadness. It's just peace. Just you in your truth. Because that's the thing in life, right? It doesn't happen all at once. And that's okay. But it's with the decision. I forgive them. I understand where they were coming from. But I'm forgiving for me, for my truth. And I'm here to remember who I am. And thank you for mirroring me back to me. I forgive you. Okay? So, I hope my video resonates. Let me know in the comments if it does. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And if you want to be part of this community where we're remembering and living our truth, I invite you to sign up for Truth Notes, the newsletter I send from my own process almost every week. Okay? So if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe, share it with someone who needs to hear this. And with that being said, stay aligned and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.